Why banning guns in America is not okay. I know what some of you might think when there's a subject about guns. Some of you may think that strict gun laws in our country are necessary for security, peace, and order. However, I may have a few things to say that could change your mind. Gun control has existed in America for a long time. After the conclusion of the French and Indian War, the British Empire fell into astronomical debt. Ouch. So the British passed several acts of taxation onto the American colonists, believing they were a legitimate means of helping in maintaining the cost of the vast British Empire. The colonists, believing these acts of taxation were unfair, began to boycott it, and the mood of the American colonists soon soured. Colonists on the outskirts of the cities used their guns for hunting, food, sport, trade, and as a means of defending themselves. The ownership of a gun to an American colonist was a tool to provide a decent supply of food, wealth, and safety. In 1774, the British Parliament established the Coercive Acts, a series of laws which were created and passed by the British Parliament as a response to the Boston Tea Party, along with the import ban on firearms and gunpowder. To the colonists, the confiscation of their firearms felt as if their rights were being subdued. Their means of making a living and providing protection for their families was being taken away as well. One of the many reasons why the American Revolution began was because the British were trying to take our firearms. After the Revolution ended, the Constitution, my apologies, which our American government created, included the Second Amendment, which allows for American citizens the right to bear arms. This act would also create a new sense of culture in America. You can tell as they influence our American markets, our toys, our games, entertainment, hunting, and sports. However, there has been a long time of gun related crimes which have created new policies for the present. Why? Well, earlier in the years, there has been a rise in gun related crimes. Most well known, of course, tragically, being school shootings. As you can guess, some people would likely put the blame on the object rather than the person, because in their minds, you see, in their minds, the criminal would not have made that crime. They wouldn't have committed the crime if they didn't have the weapon. Despite the criminal maybe having financial or mental issues or having sinister intentions and complete awareness of their actions. It's a big no no. This, combined with social media and manipulation from people with political power, has created a thought of believing that firearms are bad and should not be and should be limited or stripped from American citizens permanently for better safety and security. Some of you may also feel the same. However, to an extent, I must protest. Yes, it is true that guns are dangerous if given to dangerous people. But when given to people who have an understanding of gun safety, they are kept in good hands. Plus, strict gun laws have more of a negative impact on good citizens who only want to exercise their Second Amendment and have the right to defend themselves. And plus, it gains better advantage for criminals. Especially now, as you may know, our country is, well, full of, riots and looters and vandalism. But if that doesn't persuade you, then let me tell you this. Despite all the gun related criminal activity in America, there has been less deaths related to guns than deaths related to knives in the last few years. If that still doesn't persuade you, then take a look at other countries around the world, like China, you know, with its strict censorship and dictatorial style of government. which have forced people into concentration camps, or maybe, Venezuela, whose dictator has sent the country into economic ruin, while its citizens starve due to lack of food and with nothing to defend themselves with as they suffer. Guns may be dangerous, but without them, we would not possess the proper abilities of self defense. But if you believe that the alternative is government security, then allow me to take this quote from Benjamin Franklin. Those who give up essential liberty to purchase a temporary security deserves neither liberty nor security. So again, why should we not ban guns in America? It's not just because our founding fathers wrote it down as an amendment or because they look cool. But they do look cool. No, it's because guns are a tool that should and must be used by the people to defend themselves against any threats. And I truly believe that everyone has the right to defend themselves.